Good morning, everyone, and welcome to A Cup of Crypto. Good morning and welcome. So we're talking today about the news ahead, the price action, Ethereum, Bitcoin. Is this the final breakout that we have been waiting for? Very exciting times because we have broken key resistance levels, not only with the Bitcoin price, not only in Ethereum, but across altcoins as well. So we're going to be going through that together here this morning. So I hope you're all comfortable. I hope you've all got your cup of crypto ready, whether you're watching this with me now live, welcome, or if you're watching it slightly later, entirely relevant for the day ahead, price action news, all coming up, guys. So you all know what we need to do before we get into it. We need to, without spilling your crypto beverage, obliterate the like button, guys. Smash the like down below and let me know in the chat or in the comments what coffee or tea, whatever your cup of tea is, or cup of crypto in my case. So today I'm just drinking, again, a bit of a boring black coffee. Normally, guys, I have to be honest, I'm a bit of a cappuccino or cryptochino kind of guy, but I'm on a diet, guys. I'm being very, very careful. I need to lose some weight after Christmas. I put on about 2 stone. But anyway, enough about my health or my lack of. Let's get into what's going on in the charts just after, of course, we cover the news articles. I can see in terms of how many people we've got with us watching live, just for those of that are interested, we've got about 53 people in the chat right now. 26 likes are not bad. If you can keep those likes coming, it will be much appreciated. So let's get into the news first of all before we look at the price action. So I'm not going to spend too long on this today. There's just a couple of things I wanted to cover. Quick update here on the huge scandal from Bitfinex where $4 billion was stolen. Well, guess what? They recovered it. The stolen Bitcoin worth more than $4 billion, about £3 billion has been seized by the US Department of Justice. Now, I wonder what they're going to do with it. Suspicious. Officials also charged 2 people on Tuesday with attempting to launder the money. The hacker allegedly made off with 120,000 Bitcoin. $71 million they may have got out of it. So not bad at all. They seem to have still come out pretty well, but it has been seized, and good luck to them as far as I can say. What is the news with Ukraine and Russia? A lot of political tension there, a lot of relevance and correlation to the markets, and certainly Bitcoin donations have actually been pouring into the Ukraine as Russia masses troops the border. So basically what it's saying is tensions rise with Russia. New data has been showing that Ukrainian volunteer groups are crowdfunding Bitcoin to support the country's military. So they're basically supporting them with cryptocurrency to help them buy armor and weapons and all that kind of stuff there to fight off Russia, because obviously everyone is a bit frightened of Russia. Perhaps of what's going on right now. In other news, guys, this is also quite interesting. The huge investment house BlackRock planning to offer crypto trading sources. So that would be huge if that was official. I mean, at the moment, it seems to be somewhat of a rumor. I don't know. Let's have a quick look. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, is preparing to offer cryptocurrency trading services to its investors. This would be a huge step on the path to like the kind of ETF. I'm going to have a quick sip of my cup of crypto, guys. I've got a bit of something in my throat. Give me 1 minute. Smash the like while I'm having a sip if you haven't already. That's nice. So the New York-based company, which manages over $10 trillion in assets. I mean, that is unbelievably a huge amount of money. $10 million in assets for institutions, plans to enter the cryptocurrency space with client support trading. Okay. So it's big news. One of the people said BlackRock will allow its clients, which included public pension schemes, endowments, and sovereign wealth funds, to trade cryptocurrency through Aladdin? Okay, it's not Aladdin, the Disney film. It's short for Asset Liability Debt and Derivative Investment Network. So very exciting news there for the development of Bitcoin and crypto as a whole, guys. So that's the only headlines really I wanted to bring to your attention today. Nothing major. Obviously a lot of tension going on in Eastern Europe, and we'll see how that plays out and how that might affect the crypto prices. So let's kick things off as we always do with the Bitcoin price action before we get our way into Ethereum, and then we'll be covering a few of the altcoins, guys. And if you're just joining now, welcome. This is my morning show, A Cup of Crypto. Whether you're watching this with me now or slightly later, highly relevant news predictions for the day. Just have your cup of crypto ready and we're going to get into it. Of course, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you're subscribed as well. Turn the bell on for my notifications. I don't only post this live show, I post technical analysis when I have breaking news on price action as well. So this is what we're currently seeing in the chart today for Bitcoin. I'm currently looking at the daily chart, and we were mapping this out in yesterday's Cup of Crypto, and what we've basically seen us obviously break out of this longer term resistance channel, which was very, very bullish. One concerning factor we were talking about yesterday is the volume hasn't really come in yet. So it's nothing to get too excited about yet, but it's certainly a good sign. What we're now doing is we're trading in this kind of, you could kind of classify a no man's land or a bit of a reversal zone. You can see historically, previously, this area here has been the point where we've come up, touched as resistance and come down, or we've found support on like here and broken above it. So it's a key area, anywhere between 41,000, call it $41,000 up to about $46,000. That 5K mark, and in terms of a percentage, in terms of a channel, it's about 11.5%. It's a very, very important price level and also technical level to be able to basically redirect the direction of the market, whether it's a bull market or a bear market. So currently what we're now doing, if we've broken into this price range, we've actually found support, if I zoom in a bit further, on the center line, which is also more of a local support and resistance line, also entirely relevant. And what we're basically seeing now is a potential retest of the resistance up at about 46K. So the question right now is more midterm, i.e. this week going into the weekend. Can we test that level, and can we even potentially break that resistance level? For me, that is the last major resistance level before we break back into bullish territory. Or are we going to do something like this, where we maybe come out and retest it, dance around a bit, maybe come and get support here, maybe come back down here, maybe create a W or something like that. W patterns like we sort of have here, like we have here. That wouldn't also be the end of the world, but of course it would mean that we're trading sideways for a little bit longer. All options are open right now, and whatever any technical analysis tells you, they don't know. No one knows the exact answer right now. Are we breaking up, or are we coming back down for the retest? But what we can do, we can look at the probabilities by looking at price action, different indicators, which I'm going to do with you now, so everybody can get as an informed decision as they like. And as always, guys, the best strategy here for long-term investment in crypto, in Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, it's to dollar cost average into the market. So if you're sitting there with a pile of cash, that would be nice. I hope we're all sitting there with a pile of cash. What would be great, and the best advice I could give, is don't go all in. Start having a bite at the market. I mean, from this point here, you could have started having a bite at the market. If you've got, for example, $1,000, put 100 in now, put 100 in next week, 100 in the week after, because we don't know if we're rallying up or we're going to rally down. But in the long term, guys, if you'd start, when you started investing, if you just put in $100 here, $100 here, $100 here, $100 here, you know, you're making your average entry price is gonna always, you know, you're gonna be in profit because the price action's far above us. I mean, what's to say, guys? If I mean, imagine this. I know it's hard to imagine, but let's pretend from this line didn't exist, because before after the 5th of January 2021, we didn't know we were going to have this huge pump. We may have seen resistance there, right? But imagine if you thought, I'm not buying here because it's the top. This is the top. We're at $29,000 and we're $10,000 above the previous high, which you would have been in 2018. And this is the top. I'm not buying. Whether you're at the top or the bottom, you buy, guys. You dollar cost average into the market weekly, monthly, whatever time period you want to do, because no one knows where the top is, where the bottom is. In fact, there is no bottom and there is no top. And there is this actually a saying, Bitcoin has no top because fiat currency has no bottom. They keep obliterating the printer. The printers go brrr, as they say, and the more fiat currency they print, the more infinite Bitcoin can expand to. Anyway, that's more of a macro fundamental view. Let's get back into the technical analysis, guys. If you've just joined us now, I can see a few more people in chat. Welcome. Cup of Crypto this morning, technical analysis news for today. If you're here live, fantastic. If you're watching it later, also fantastic. Make sure you guys obliterate the like down below. We're going to let YouTube know that this is the best morning crypto show on the internet. So what we're talking about now, guys, is this support resistance zone. Are we going to break into it? Are we going to break above it? Are we going to break back to the downside? Well, what we need to do here, guys, is a little bit of dissection. We need to dissect this. We need to take it from the daily into the 4-hour chart. So I'm going to change onto this chart. I'm going to put it onto the 4-hour time frame. And we're basically going to have a closer look at what's been going on over the last few days, last week or so, to get perspective of what's likely, what's not. So the first thing we should consider here is, let me move that over, is our moving averages, okay, on this 4-hour chart. So what we've currently seen is, you could call this like a bull cross. For example, this 20-day, it's a bit faint, but this red line here is the 20-day moving average. The next line is the orange line, which is the 50-day moving average. What we're seeing is a positive loop, and we're seeing the 20-day come up on top to cross the 50, the 100, and the 200. The 200 is the dark blue, 100 is the sort of aqua, turquoise line, green line, whatever you want to call it. And what we've seen is the price action rally from that point. Now, the other thing we can look at with these moving averages is the local fib level. So what I would do in terms of finding where resistance might be in the chart, I would look at this as a previous swing high, which was on the 28th of December. And I would look at my swing low, 24th of January, and I would do a reverse fib. So I'd basically go swing low up to the swing high, and I would see that we've broken through all resistance levels apart from the last level, which you can see we're currently finding resistance at, which is $44,720, and that is why we haven't broken that level yet anyway. So if we break that level and we find support on it, I would basically zoom out just a little bit further, and I would broaden my parameters, and I would go from this swing low, again, 24th January, and I would be looking at the next level, which was on the 27th of November. And if we draw a fib level like that, I'll zoom in again in a bit to show you a bit clearer. So we're going to disregard that level because we've nearly broken that level. If we break that level, I'll be looking at this level, and you can see that we've broken through the golden ratio, the golden pocket, and we could be heading towards the next level, which is about $46,100. So that would of course be very, very bullish, and the key thing right now, it's all eyes on this local top, which was at $45,500. Are we going to create a double top like an M, something like that, which of course could be bearish? Or will we break above it and continue this ferocious trend that we've been seeing over the past couple of weeks? Really nice trend. We've been rallying. Things have been looking great. Very, very exciting. But that's one thing we need to look at. So let's get rid of these moving averages. We know where we stand with the fib levels. That's important to see. The next thing we can look at is where horizontal support and resistance lays in the chart. So I'm going to stick on this 4-hour here. And some levels of support resistance you can see just by eye would be over here. So let's get our horizontal line. So we have been resisted here. So you could call this one level to consider. There's going to be another level that comes into it, likely around this level, 46,300. But the next level really of significance you would probably assume is, zoom out a bit further to get, yeah. So next level there is up at around $51,764. So it's all eyes on the current price action where we are now. We need to break in. This is kind of like a no man's zone. This is kind of, I mean, you could even classify it something like this. I mean, if I get a rectangular range, where is it rectangle, this basically, this zone here is very much like the zone I showed you on this Bitcoin daily chart on the bigger time scale, this kind of in-between zone, this decision zone of reversal. So back into this one on the smaller time frame on the 4-hour, it's the same thing, it's just a smaller time frame. And this is going to be a zone where we're either going to find support, pick up from and rally and pump, or we may find that we can't break this level like we've already been struggling over the last day or so, and we can't break through, guys. So we're watching this level today. There definitely is a lot of overbought action on the short term. I mean, the RSI on this 4 hours been running a little bit high lately. It's come down a little bit. If we look at the 2 hour, we're kind of being supported by the average on the RSI. You can see this yellow line is the average. So we seem to have support here. You can use RSIs as support indicators as well. Not a lot of people use them or know that, but they actually are pretty effective. So for example, you would do something like this. You can see how that's acted now as a support. So the relative strength index is actually building, which could give us strength to break into our no man's zone. But no man's zones are actually one of the best areas to trade, guys, believe it or not. A lot of people in trading, particularly these kind of, I don't know, there's a lot of YouTube channels. I mean, don't get me wrong, it can work, but it's working 30-40% of the time, and a lot of people say, oh, it's a great way of trading. People trade the breakouts, right? Wait for the breakout, wait for the breakout. Yes, wait for the breakout. But how many times have we broken out? You don't have the strength and it's a fake out. People get liquidated and people lose a lot of money. One of the best areas to trade is actually channels, okay? Channels, i.e. like these no man zone areas. So for example, in terms of a percentage, if we break into this, this is a zone of about 4%. And I know that's not huge, but for you day traders, scalp traders, is beautiful because you can use slightly higher leverage in these more predictable zones. Like a 20x leverage here would give you about an 80% return, which is huge, which is massive. And by the way, guys, for anybody wanting to trade, the best platform by a long shot is Bybit. It's where I trade. There is a guaranteed $1,200 Bitcoin bonus down below upon deposit. So you create an account using that link, you make a deposit, and you'll be guaranteed up to $1,200 bonus depending on your deposit. And I do have a Bybit for beginners video for anyone that wants to learn. So if we break into that zone, that's what we'll be looking at. In terms of support, there is some local support at the moment for Bitcoin, which looks like that. So we're kind of moving up into this potential apex, which would come by sort of tomorrow. Well, basically 24 hours from now at time of recording. We also have a little bit of a resistance line forming. So you do have a bit of a triangle here. You could consider that kind of an arc. So ultimately there's going to be a breakout. In fact, if you treat that as an arc, and by the way, guys, don't just go by these alone. You need confluence. You should go by many different factors. Use your fib levels, use your triangulation, use your horizontal support, your vertical, your diagonal supports, Elliott waves. There's many different ways. Basically, as a trader, guys, you're looking for as many different confluences, as many different indicators that work for you, that all give you the same answer. It's like solving a puzzle, and you might get everything right, everything might align, but you still could get the trade wrong. That's why it's so important to manage your risk by having a risk management strategy in place. Simply put, you don't want to be risking more than 5% of your trading portfolio per trade. You don't want to be over leveraging, and you need to make sure that your risk to reward is positive. So for example, I talk a lot about risk to reward because it's one of the key fundamentals of being a consistent, proficient and professional trader. There is a tool like the long and short ratio you could use, like just to show you here. For example, this one. Let's say we did break into this area and you wanted to put a long that's opened here. Because we've broken into the area, you could have your stop loss here and you could have that here. So we've got a 5.5 to 1. Everybody see that 5.52 risk to reward ratio. That would be a very nice trade, because it would mean even if you only, say if you took that trade 5 times and you only won one of them, only won 20%, you would still break even. And that's the important thing about trading. You should be able to lose even 50-60% of the trades but still be profitable. And I know that sounds bizarre to a lot of people, but that is actually how professional traders make money. By the way, guys, if you want to come along for a free trading session, I'm doing a session tonight for free for beginners to learn more about trading if it's for you, and obviously more about our MARZEL Trading Academy, because we teach interactively how to trade on Discord. I have a whole school basically for it, and what you can see here is
all our channels where we have trade setups, Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP. We have discussions, community, and of course mine and our professional coaches live interactive sessions, guys. If you want to come along for free, all you simply need to do, guys, is there is actually the pinned comment in the chat. If everyone can see that at the top, it's also in the video description. You click on this link, it will bring you to this Google form here, and simply, guys, all you need to do is put in your email address, and you'll be getting an email later today with an invite link. It's going to be all over Zoom, and I'll be doing Q&A, and I'll just be showing you some beginner stuff and letting you know more about how you can trade professionally, make money from anywhere in the world. Come along if you're interested. Come along. It's going to be a lot of fun and very educational. So yeah, back into the price action. So we've got that arc that we can look at today. Let's go in even on the smaller time frames, on the 15-minute here for Bitcoin, to see if there's any trades that we can look at today in terms of triangulation, in terms of arcs. It does seem to me like we've recently just broken a smaller arc. So what I mean by that, let's have a look at this together, because this is going to be relevant to where we are right now. We could basically, it's going to look something like this. You'll see what I'm doing in a minute, guys. It will become more clear. So that doesn't make sense. Sometimes you have to play around with it a bit until you kind of get it, if that makes sense. So I would say that was the breakout in this arc. Okay, so arcs always start within a new arc. So I'm going to do another one here, and we're going to make our way to the most recent one. So again, another arc and another breakout. That would have been there. So you can see breakout there. Let's do the next one. That one went all the way up here, down like that, down like that. Breakout to the downside, or potentially you could have even had it there and had the there. That probably makes more sense, in fact, and then you had the breakdown. So we're making our way to the current arc, and it's going to give you some insight into what's going on. This is a bigger arc, and we don't know where C is yet. Could be something like that. Okay, and we could be coming to the resistance level, and of course that would be an ascending triangle. Could be wrong, and we could break out of this. The important thing here is about these triangulation patterns, and this is one of the core things we use in the Trading Academy. But we use this amongst many other indicators as well. This is just one way. But what is good, often it gives you a nice targeting. So for example, if you use the widest part of the arcs, for example here, it gives you a nice target area. That one didn't quite hit. This one would be, for example, if we get a breakout here, you'd basically apply that there, and it would give you your target. And about 7-8 times out of 10, just using this triangulation system alone will be successful, but it's important that it's not used in isolation. But yeah, currently this seems to be the arc that we're in, that we're following. If we do get a breakdown in price, which I would suggest is more likely, simply because we know that this is such a strong resistance level, previous support, and we know also that there's a support line beneath us, and we know that this is an ascending triangle, and we know that the RSI is running high, as you can see at 74%. And if we bring the moving averages in as well, okay, on the 15-minute they're beneath us, fine, but that can also be a little bit bearish, because it means that we can come down and retest it. On the 1 hour, the moving averages are all the way down here at the bottom support. So my value trade here, and this doesn't mean it will happen, but the trade that I would be looking at doing is averaging into this arc. Okay, so that means you put a bit of your money in now, maybe a bit of it if it rallies up, but ultimately the target for this arc would be the following. You'd get the widest part from the breakdown point, which could be around here, could be at this resistance point, but ultimately you're going to target this support, so down at around $43,925. That's where I would anticipate the trade. In fact, you could there is some value in the trade right now, because you're kind of at the top of the resistance. You could enter it here, you could have a stop loss here above this previous resistance, and your target is all the way down here. So that's giving you a nice risk to reward ratio of about 4 to 1, just over. So it's a nice trade, because if you take that trade 4 times, you're gonna win that trade at least half the time, probably maybe 60% of the time. So it's a good trade. Okay, it's a good trade. Even if you lose, it's still a good trade, because if you do that trade many, many times, you'll come out on top. But it's important that you're managing your bankroll and obviously the leverage and liquidation. There's a lot more to trading than just what I'm showing you here. And that's why we created the MTA. We're creating a lot of professional traders that are becoming financially free and making hundreds of thousands of dollars. So like I said, come along for the free beginners session, or if you know it's for you, there will be a link in this video below where you can actually get, well, I'll make sure there's the link. We have a current discount up to 33% off membership. So I'll put that in the video link as well, guys. So that's Bitcoin today. Looks interesting, in an interesting place right now. I'm going to move on to Ethereum just after I do a quick tweet, because I've got all you guys in the chat and you guys are brilliant. If you're not following me already, guys, do follow me on Twitter, because when I'm not posting on YouTube, I'm posting predictions, news, analysis there, funny stuff as well, sometimes stupid memes, but it's all there. I'm going to post this on Twitter now. Are you enjoying your cup of crypto this morning? I know I am. Let me have a quick sip. Delightful. Now I'm going to tweet this, and it would be amazing and so much appreciated, guys, if not only you smash the like on this YouTube video, if you can go onto Twitter now, just on your phone, or open up a new tab. So my Twitter is @MarzellMoney. Make sure it's spelt correctly, MARZELL, because there's a lot of scammers out there. I'm going to tweet. If you guys could all just smash the like on that tweet and quote retweet it and tag maybe a friend, or tag a couple of friends or a colleague, it would be much appreciated. We're growing the community. We're bringing more people into crypto. With your help, we're going to get there, guys. So I really appreciate it. So 3, 2, 1, tweet. So the tweet is live, guys, just above the moon is back. Carl, the moon is back. So guys, the tweet is live. I'm going to come back and check it in a minute. I can see the likes coming in already. Much appreciated. I'll come back on that in a minute. I'm going to now do a quick Q&A from the questions in the chat. So if you have a question about Bitcoin, about Ethereum, about trading, just before we move on to the Ethereum price, I'm going to have a quick look here and answer any questions. So let's see what's in the chat. Jamie's cup of crypto is a beer, not a question, but good on you, brother. Why not? If I did the show a bit later, I might have to bring in sort of a chalice of beer, or a pint of beer crypto or something. That could be a good idea. So let's look at questions. Hello from Sydney. Hi Haley in Sydney from down under. Someone said, hi mate, I'm in the Philippines. Is the live trading session being recorded? Yes, so these live, guys, whether you're watching this live or slightly later, you can rewatch them. As soon as the live finishes, it will go on my YouTube channel and you can watch it. And I actually add chapters to it as well. So if you're watching it later and you weren't here for the live, you can find exactly what you're looking for. So any questions here? Jamie says, by the way, when you're on low time frames, you tend to offer the moving average as the 55-day, 20-day, or on the when I'm on the lower time frames, I'll use the 20 to the 55-day moving average. Typically, you're right. In fact, it's just to show you guys, it's the indicator, the EMA ribbon. You're right, because this actually has more detail in it, because we're not talking about the 20, 50, 100, 200. The moving average ribbon is much more local. So in fact, Jamie, you're right. It is good to use the ribbon on the smaller time frames. TA on ETH is coming up, guys. Lee, I can see your super chat, my friend. Thank you so much. You're very generous with the super chats. And I'm trying to see if you had a question, or is it just a tip? If it is, thank you. If not, let me know if there was a question, because I can't see it. If there is a question, just write it, of course. Ming says, should we expect a surge in XRP price on the 17th, since the SEC case has new outcome by then? I've been following it very, very closely. I'm quite a significant XRP holder. I've been believing in it, and I haven't dropped my holdings. And I've found over the last year, with all these dates, we always seem to kind of already have our price action done before these dates, in anticipation, kind of like a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing. So I don't expect big price movements on these news unless it was something really surprising and really significant. Lee, thank you, Lee. Yeah, for the super chat, much appreciated. Look, Lee says, looking at the daily chart for Ethereum from September the 21st. Let's have a look at it, and we will be moving more into Ethereum in a bigger way in a moment. But just to answer Lee's super chat, let's look at it and follow up with the question here. So let's get rid of the moving average. The EMEA ribbon. So on the daily chart, I'm just going to read your question. Looking at the daily chart for Ethereum from September 21st. So where's September 21st? Okay, so from this point here, from this bottom, sure. Is it possible to form a head and shoulders pattern, being that in January? Okay, good question. Good question. So if it was going to create a head and shoulders here with this range, it would be, I mean, it would have to be a pretty messy one, okay? Because typically a head and shoulders pattern, you would have the neckline something like here, right? And this could be a shoulder, and then you'd have a big head. I mean, I don't really see a head and shoulders pattern there, if I'm honest. I mean, we've also broken back into this area. Okay, you could have the neckline here, so let me go back somewhat. I mean, you could have the neckline here potentially, if that's what you meant, and you can kind of have a shoulder pattern like that and a shoulder pattern like that, but we've broken all the way down here. I mean, for me, it's not a clear head and shoulder pattern. Actually on Bitcoin there was a much clearer head and shoulders pattern forming on the daily, which was this one, which we broke to the downside. I mean, okay, right, just going back to ETH a second, because actually, sorry guys, I need to get rid of the drawing tools here. I'll show you exactly what I think you mean, because actually if you did have a pattern like this, right, if you had your shoulder like that, you had your head and you had a shoulder, you could classify and say we broke to the downside already, right, and we're coming up now for a retest. Okay, that is possible, and the target out of that on Ethereum, if it was a head and shoulder, I mean, it's not a clear head and shoulders pattern, if we're being honest, but it, you know, if it did, it would mean coming back down to the Fibonacci retracement level on the longer time frame. So for example, from March 2020, where the bull market started, for some reason you can't see it on this chart, let's go into this chart on this daily. If you run a fib level for Ethereum here from March 2020, where the bull cycle started, you will see that those levels actually match up pretty nicely. So that's your Fibonacci level coming in at $1,900, and if it was a head and shoulders pattern, something like that, head, another shoulder, and neckline is here basically. Yeah, I mean, potentially, and then the ultimate target, guys, is going to be down at this level. I moved my fib levels because my mouse moved. Let me realign it. Where was it? Back up here. Potentially, I mean, it would give us a target of around $2,150, in fact. So you could arguably say it was a head and shoulders pattern and we came down and hit the target, right? So maybe that is the bottom. Maybe 2,150 is the bottom, and we did hit our target on the head and shoulders pattern, because I don't think you could call it a head and shoulders pattern bottom down here. Or here, really. Worst ways, if it was here, which I don't think it is, you're targeting the golden pocket down between sort of $1,800-$1,700 level. Anyway, that hopefully that gives you some insight on your question there, Elias. So is there any more questions? Let me read up a little bit. Morning, Marzell. Let my boy know up and bright and early to get this bread. Good stuff, Alan. Good stuff. ETH is a good buy for short-term target right now. We're going to be covering Ethereum in a minute. Barry says, Alex, I see a rising wedge pattern. What do you think? I mean, in the long-term time frame, yeah, there is a long-term bullish pattern. Ethereum pumping right now. Is it? Let's take a look. Is Ethereum pumping right now? Not really. False alarm. False alarm, V. Sorry, meant the 21st of August. Okay, quickly, let's check out this head and shoulders from the the 21st of August. Let's see if there's any structure there. So the 21st of August would have been here. This point. Okay. So you're basically saying that this is a shoulder, that is a head, and potentially another shoulder. If that is the case and that's the neckline, yeah, and this is our target would be like that, and yeah, it still meets the golden pocket. I don't know, Lee. I think it's too weak of a pattern to be a head and shoulder, particularly as we've come down, found support, and come right back up above the support line, and now we're being supported at 3,150. For me, it's a weak head and shoulders pattern, if I'm honest. But yeah, it's obviously a potential. Just for me, not that likely at this stage. So, any other good questions before we move on to Ethereum properly? Someone says, I bought my Ethereum at 4,600. James, you'll be absolutely fine. Just don't sell. Just hold it. Hold it. Because, you know, in a couple of years or even less, when it's 10,000, 15, 20,000, many people would have wished they bought at 4,600. Biggest mistake of my life. Already can tell you I sold my 2 Ethereum to buy in on the bottom and then had a good decision to buy in alts instead. Look, guys, when it comes down to trying to time the market, I can tell you right now, it's impossible. It's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. Dollar cost averaging is your best way of investing, because you never know when the top is or when the bottom is. Just buy consistently, whether you're at the top, what seems to be the top, because like I showed you in the previous example, imagine if you sold all your Ethereum here on the 11th of May. Even that would be impossible, because no one would know that was the top. But let's say you did, and then, you know, a year later, it's like, oh God, it went up a lot more. So you can't time the market, guys. It's impossible. Guys, we've got 160 people watching live. Appreciate the support. If everybody could just obliterate the like button, we're going to get this to 100 likes ASAP. I'm going to move on to my Ethereum price action. So just make sure you do one of these to like, make it turn blue. And subscribe as well, guys, if you're new to this channel. I talk about daily price analysis, mainly on Ethereum, but we cover Bitcoin and altcoins as well. We'll have a quick look on our tweet. So tweet, if you go on to my Marzell Money, at Marzell Money, if you could like the tweet, comment, tag someone. We're building this community together, guys. So we're going to go into the Ethereum price right now. We're going to see what's going on apart from, let's remove these drawings. Let's get some perspective here on the daily for the Ethereum price and see what's been going on. And is this the breakout that we've been waiting for, or is this a fake out, basically? So the key level right now of resistance is where we're currently trading, all right? $3,227 is significant, in addition to sort of this level here, which is also pretty significant, which is 3,227. So this is a small window of like a no man land kind of area where we're currently trading in, and it's a good positive range to trade in. What we're going to do is dissect it down on the 1 hour as well, 4 hour, 1 hour, to see what's going on in terms of trading today, because what we've seen is a big correction, and it's quite unlikely, in my opinion, that we just continue this rally without any significant drawback. I mean, we may only get drawn back to get supported at like $2,980, but we could come back down to create a double bottom, $2,353. But we all know where we stand in terms of resistance. You can see we've come back up to this key reversal level. In terms of real retracement, in terms of fib levels, if I go swing low back up to the swing high, we're at the golden pocket. Okay, so that is now acting as a resistance level. So not only do we have this horizontal resistance support, it is also a golden ratio level. So in order to buy, like for the mid long term, okay, it's always a good time to buy, like in the long run if you're bullish, but ultimately, if you're more of a position trader or a swing trader like myself, as well as a long-term investor, you want to see this level break and hold. So if we can break above 32.30, and hold it on a daily candle, you know we're in good stead. You know we're gonna 80-90% we're seeing 3.5, and then probably 3,837. But at the moment we are seeing resistance at this level. The RSI levels on the daily are a little bit overshot, but still within reach of building. The moving average here is interesting because we are in between the 50 and the 200 day. So we're in a kind of situation where something's going to give. You can expect big volatility over the next 2 to 3 days. Probably early next week, we're going to see a big decision, a big pump to the up or the downside. So what I want to do is dissect this chart a little bit further to see what is been going on the smaller time frames. Just to look at this first of all, to see what resistance we have on the bigger scale. So that was a resistance line, broke out. As you can see, touch point, touch point, touch point, touch point, break. But look, guys, no volume. So when we broke here on the 4th of February, no volume. In fact, volume has decreased. So that's not a good sign for the bullish scenario. So the technicals tell us that we need to be very, very cautious right now. I anticipate, if I was to guess, and this is a guess, this is not strict technical analysis, but I would guess that we're going to do something like this, probably create a cup and handle pattern, come down to at least 2944, but even potentially down to the previous resistance acting as support, maybe down to around 2750. And this is also a fib level, the 0.786, and probably create a cup and handle pattern. The important thing really, guys, is that we create a higher low like we've done already. So this was our low last summer where we came down to 1726. We haven't come down for a lower low. Will we retrace and create a new higher low? If we do that, that's incredibly bullish, and it's a very, very good sign. But of course, you know, we could break and confirm above this level sooner rather than later. So this is the key level to watch, $3,250. Will we break above it? Will we stay above it? Let's go into the smaller time frames here to see what is going on the next few days and today, to see how we can trade it here. So guys, let's get into it. Quick reminder for anyone just joining us, or if you joined before, quick reminder, I am doing tonight 7:30 p.m. UK time or 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a completely free weekly beginners training session. If you click this form, guys, if you want to learn more about how to trade, if trading's for you, to see how you can become financially free through trading cryptocurrency, click that link, and you simply need to put your email address in this form. You'll get an email later today with an invite link. I'm going to be leading the session. We're going to be doing Q&A, and I'm going to be showing you exactly how our trading academy works, and you can basically decide if it's for you, if trading's for you. And it should be very informative and fun as well. So join us there. And guys, don't forget, if you're new to trading, and even if you have an account somewhere else, guys, Bybit is the best account for trading cryptocurrency. You've got metaverse tokens, you've got crypto tokens, you've got about 500 different crypto pairs you can trade. $1,200 Bitcoin bonus down below using my link, so check that out down below as well. Right, let's look at the 4 hour and see what's going on here. So resistance, you can see, is strong at 3,250, just like on the bigger time frame. We do have support here at the moment. You could draw a support line like that. So we're a bit overshot here, and that's why the RSI is running a bit high as well. So we could potentially come back down to for a retest here. The support level here I'm seeing is $2,955. That's going to play most significance, I believe, because we have the most touch points. You can see that there. So I'm anticipating somewhat of a retrace. We have a double top here on the 4 hour as well. So we have this double top. That's kind of bearish as well. That could mean coming back down as a retrace. Let's see where our ribbon is. Okay, so the ribbon's down here, 20-day moving average, but if we go into the 1 hour chart, we're being supported here, but we keep falling back into the ribbon and we keep getting deeper and deeper into it. So just be very cautious with longing right now. I mean I see more short-term value in a short. That's definitely for sure. Let's go back into the 4 hour. I'll show you the short that I would be anticipating today. What I see is most value. So I think we're at a good resistance level. In addition, you've got this resistance coming in. So that's also playing resistance. You can extrapolate that further. This could be a bearish triangle coming in. Not a clearly defined one, but there's definitely resistance here, guys. The resistance level is definitely at 3269. See what the VPR is telling us. So yeah, quite a lot of volume traded here. So basically, guys, yeah, I would be shorting this today. There's the most value, not guaranteeing that this obviously will come off, but if I was trading this, and I may, if you want my real-time trade signals, guys, again, link in the video description below somewhere, Telegram crypto trade signals group. If you click that link, you want my free trade signals, it's all on Telegram. What you do, guys, you need to create a Bybit account. In order to get access, you need to create a Bybit account using this link, and you need to trade with that account that you set up with and deposit into that account. If, by the way, any of you need a VPN, if you're in the States or Canada, if you want to trade on Bybit and access one of my bonus links or this link, use this link to create a NordVPN. You'll get 72% discount using my link, and you can just set your location somewhere else and you can trade on Bybit that way. But it does vary in state to state and jurisdiction to jurisdiction, whether you're in Canada. So do check the legalities of whether you're allowed to do that. But I'm just telling you that that's how you would do it. I'm not advising you to do it because I don't know the laws in every different state. So what we're currently seeing is a potential value here in the short. I'll show you what I would be doing. Where's my shorting tool? Short position. So you could take a position here. You could set your stop loss probably very sharply just at around $3,340, something like that. You don't need to take on too much risk here. And I would be targeting, initially I would take maybe half the profit. This is a 2.5 to 1 risk to reward ratio. So at about $3,005, I would be closing half the trade, and then I'd be looking to target this support line, which would approximately be down at around $2,900, which is a nice trade. It's a 3%, it's a 10% move against just 3% risk. So it's 3.5 to 1 risk to reward ratio. It's a good trade. If you want to take advantage of that, Bybit's the place to trade, guys. Once again, link down below for $1,200 bonus there over on Bybit, guys. So, and a quick reminder, guys, appreciate the tweets, by the way. For anybody that hasn't yet entered, we do have a competition to win a Rolex. Just go onto my Twitter, all the information is there. There will be a link below this as well for the sign up if you want to win a Rolex in conjunction with Bybit. Right, guys, so that's how Ethereum is looking today. Short-term bearish. We are, as I showed you on this chart as well, on the daily, we are at a bit of a decision point because we are in, let's get rid of these fib levels, we are in between this support and resistance level. So currently, summary of this is resistance is $3,250. Support is approximately down at $2,980. In terms of a tradable range, you know, it's 8%, which is great. So more value in the short. In fact, you can see that short trade value opportunity here, and you could even let that trade run even a bit longer, because if you were to enter here, wrong tool, guys, excuse me. We need this one. So if you entered the trade here, about $3,230, you could set your stop loss here, 3,277. You could target this level, and that gives you an even better risk to reward ratio. It's about a 7% trade against just a 1.5% loss. So nice risk to reward ratio there, guys. You could take on Ethereum. So we're going to move on to some altcoins. I'll cover a few of those from your requests quickly. I'll just see if there's any interesting questions or not. I'm going to have a quick sip of my cup of crypto. Guys, if you haven't already, we're on 98 likes, guys. Let's get way over 100. Let's smash that like down below. Turn it blue. And guys, if you're not yet subscribed, make sure you're subscribed for future videos. Join our crypto family, the Marzell Money community. And also make sure you turn the bell on. If you turn the bell on, ding, you will get my notifications when I post a time-sensitive video. So get those likes coming in, guys. It's much appreciated. It really, really helps the channel grow. So your support is fantastic. I do appreciate that. So let's look at some altcoins, guys. Quick sip of the cup of crypto here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, just to show you, for anyone that missed it on the smaller time frame, we were looking at this on Bitcoin. But some of you might want to see the current triangulation. So let's just do that on Ethereum first, where I see this double top, because I believe we're at quite an interesting point. Let's do that together. So where was the breakout here? Breakout. This was the breakout. Let's see if there's another breakout. Maybe up here. So we could be in a new breakout, and to me that does look like a new breakout. You can see the volume coming in here. So we are in a new range. However, the width of this triangle isn't huge, but so ultimately, yeah, we could go up to $3,300. Just be careful of the fake out, guys. We do have our, like that trade example I set you, the resistance would be above that. So even 3,330 is fine for this longer term trade. So yeah, interesting. More value in the short right now. That's the summary for short term short I'm talking about. Okay, let's move on to some altcoins. Let's look at Cardano. ADA has been doing well recently. Let's start on the 4-hour chart. So Cardano is trading nicely in this downward range still. Nice support on Cardano. We've been supported off $1.01 to $1.07 for some time. For some reason, Cardano just loves $1.20. I see some funny tweets actually by Benjamin Cowan always about this. But it's true. It loves $1.20. It is a strong level. That's the level to break. $1.19, you could say. We need to break that on at least a 4-hour chart. And then, of course, we'll be waiting to see if we can break key resistance before we do anything big. But Cardano's a good buy right now, mid-term and long-term. Short-term, see what's going on the 1-hour chart. On the 1 hour, guys, looks bullish on the 1 hour for a trade today, actually, I have to say. Does look bullish. Something like this. We're at the apex here of this arc, and it's from a continuation from lower pricing, so we could see a break to the upside here. Should give us a target approximately up at the resistance line. So maybe a nice trade up here to around $1.30. It's a nice trade actually on these altcoins. You know, they're big percentage trades, 10.5%. Oh, my laptop nearly went. 10.5%. It's a good trade. You don't need to risk much here. You could put your stop loss, I would suggest, around $1.16. So let's do something like that. Again, I know some people will like trading the breakouts, but they can be risky as well. Still get nice risk to reward here. If you break to the downside and you come out that stop loss at just a 2.6% loss against a potential 10% and a 10.5% win, no sweat, no worries, right? So good trade there. So that's ADA. ADA's looking interesting. XRP has had a rally. So this arc we got wrong and it needs to be extended. So this, let's get rid of that. By the way, if anyone was in this trade yesterday, congratulations. You would have made a beautiful 5% profit. Well done, anyone that took that trade. And if you want my real-time trade signals, guys, once again, link is down below for my Telegram crypto trade signals. Okay, you simply get this form, and you need a Bybit account using this link. Deposit into that account, or if you have already signed up with one of my affiliate links, just make sure you deposit into that account and trade from that account, and that way you'll be included. So XRP, yeah, we need to extend this arc because it's not done. Basically, we need to extend C there, we need to put D here, and this is now looking like our current triangulation that we're in between support and resistance. Currently looking like we may be coming up to test resistance at 92 cents. So there's a little potential trade in there. But there's not much value because you would need your stop loss under the previous low, and I can see from it's not a great trade. Like, I'll show you. If you put in your stop loss here and your target was just here, you're getting nothing, 0.67. You're gaining 3% against losing 4.69. So don't take that trade. It's not good value. But this is the arc we're currently in. If we make it back up to the resistance and we're finding that we get resisted here, maybe short to the downside. But just keep an eye on these arcs. Practice them yourself. I will be going over them tonight in our free beginner session. And if you want to join us for that, check out the pinned chat comment on the side. Come along. It's going to be on Zoom. You just fill out this form, put your email in, press submit. You'll get an email with an invite code. Please only submit it though if you are going to be joining, because I get so many emails. And I just want people that are serious about learning to trade in it. That would be appreciated. It's going to be educational and informative, of course, guys. So that's how XRP's looking. Let's move on to the next one. Matic, Solana. Solana is in. Let's zoom out. So this was a beautiful trade on Solana the other day where we predicted that we'd come up to this resistance point. We've hit that. We are now looking more likely that we are going to come down and retest support. Because we reached the top of this wedge here. So this could be a good value short on Solana right now. We've created somewhat of a double bottom, and you could potentially look at shorting down to the support again. Let's take a look at the ribbon. Coming into the ribbon on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour, we're breaking into it. So keep an eye on the 1 hour ribbon here. If we break below it, I would certainly be looking at a short down to around $1.58, $1.55, that kind of region on Solana. But more long term for Solana, I'm very bullish on, and we are in an overall uptrend. Let's get rid of that VPVR. We are definitely nicely supported, like so. We're respecting these levels. Extrapolate that further. So Solana is in a good place. It also has a top resistance line, something like that. We actually nearly broke above it there. So we're in this rising ascending wedge, and this could be, the next level we could see come sort of summer, even spring. You could be looking at over $3, $3.50 perhaps. And you can see we're not touching support that much. We've been touching much more along the resistance line, and only recently we've come down and created this W, which is very, very bullish. Yeah. So, Solana's in a good place. It's a good buy right now. That's for sure. Let's... Guys, forgive me. I was talking about Matic. Excuse me. Everything I just said in the last 2 minutes was Matic. Okay? So Solana is bullish as well, and I'm going to go for that now. But that was Matic. Excuse me. So let's go over Solana, because I was looking at the overall supports with Solana. And Solana does have this support as well, which is basically like that. Solana right now is in a rising ascending channel, and what we're currently waiting for is a breakout one way or another. I doubt we're going to break to the downside, even though this is actually a bearish pattern. I'm expecting a break to the upside. So Solana is looking very interesting from that perspective. On the hourly chart, we have found a nice bit of support at $1.10. You can see how it was support here, resistance, previous support. So as long as we stay above that $1.10 level, expect higher price action short term. Triple bottom is bullish. You can see we're creating this triple bottom, 1, 2, 3. So the price target that I'd be looking at is about $1.22. So that's looking very bullish as well. SHIB has just done something crazy in the last few days of trading. We've broken out of longer term support. Be very careful with SHIB, because obviously it's just a hype coin, nothing too serious, guys. And I want to cover Luna as well. Luna actually broke its falling resistance, which is bullish. We are trading upwards from this support level. This previous support level for Luna is very strong, multiple touch points in the past, and it's in a very, very low price point in my opinion at the moment. I think this is a good entry now on Luna for mid-long term. Even on the shorter term price action, we're seeing this kind of ascending channel, which has been building up like this. You can see it's in an ascending channel now. Now this could be considered a little bit bearish, the fact that it's rising and that it's narrowing, but we have just touched off major support. And also on the VPVR, you can see the point of control is way beneath us now, down at 52 cents. So we've come off of that. We've done that. We've cancelled out a lot of weak hands, and now we can trade upwards there. So I have to wrap things up here, guys. The time is running out for my morning show. I tried to keep it to about an hour. But guys, I really do appreciate you all joining today. If you haven't already, please leave a like down below. And share this as well in your own communities. Don't forget, weekly beginner session is this evening, 7:30 p.m. UK time, where I'm going to be giving you a free session as a group on Zoom. I'll be doing Q&A. I can be answering questions via audio. I'll be doing screen share. So please join me there. And it's just an intro as well to the MTA to see if trading's for you. Lots of people ask me, can I trade? Is it hard to learn? Is it worth the money? All answered. It will all be answered later, and you can basically see if it's for you guys. So I really appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate your support. We've got 115 likes just from the live. I'm sure that's going to go up in the show later. You can watch it on demand. I will be adding chapters as well to this video in about 15-20 minutes if you're watching this on catch up. And thank you so much, guys, and I will see you all later. Peace out. Thank you so much, and see you tomorrow on another Cup of Crypto. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.